Hello, this is Miss Janet with JLS Success Central, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about managing your post-COVID finances. How you doing with that? You know, we had a rough year last year, but we're coming out on the other side now. So we want to make sure that we're mentally prepared to take advantage of any opportunities that comes our way as it pertains to our finances. And the things that we learned during COVID, the sacrifices we made, they taught us a lesson that we can live without a lot of things we thought we couldn't live without. So let's just get started. First of all, I'd like to say this article is from Experian.com. I am not an affiliate of Experian. I don't get a dime. No conversation whatsoever. I just scour the internet and look for information to build my awareness of how I should handle my personal finances. And every now and then I want to share information with you that I think is just awesome. And this is just that such information. Okay? So let's just get started. Okay, habits to start, keep, and drop. We're going to drop right on down here, you know. So habits to keep. Penny pinching. All right. During the pandemic, you probably reduced or eliminated many of your normal expenses. So think carefully before adding them back. You know, you don't want to add them all back into your budget. So if you learn to handle certain things, you know what? Maybe you can continue to handle them. Maybe you can continue doing your nails or doing a manicure. And maybe go to the nail salon once a month as a treat instead of every week, every other week, you know. Things like that, you know. And you can keep running in the park or working out in the park instead of reinstating a gym membership. It's just things that we did that worked. We still can do them, okay? And they still work. These are habits, habits, things to keep. I don't know if you call it a habit, but anyway. Contributing to your savings account. So even if your income wasn't affected, the pandemic, it just hammered home the importance of maintaining an emergency fund. So it's important that you have an emergency fund, and I talk about this all the time when I'm talking about budgets. You need an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. And even more if you have one of those incomes that fluctuates, you know. So now once you get enough in your emergency fund and you can start working on your goals, you just maybe have money for a down payment for a home or even a car or a vacation. But contribute to your savings account, all right? Build that emergency fund. All right, paying down debt. It says that credit card balances dropped by 14% from 2019 to 2020. We weren't using those cards last year. We were holding on because we didn't know if we could make the payments. We didn't know how long this was going to last. So if you paid down a high interest balance during the pandemic, don't let that thing creep back up on you again. Don't have the balance go up again. And if you still have some that have credit cards that have high interest debt, or you have high interest debt owed to several creditors, work out a snowball repayment plan, or find a repayment plan. Now they have a suggestion here. I'm not going to read it because I don't ascribe to that. And you know what? Neither should you. You conduct your own due diligence and make your own decisions. Don't even listen to what I say. Trust but verify. Okay? Okay, increasing retirement savings. So here we go. Do you know that through all of that last year, contributions to company-sponsored retirement accounts maintain relatively steady? Isn't that something? 2020, contributions to retirement accounts and company-sponsored retirement accounts remain relatively steady. So if that's the case, if you can, why not increase your contributions, especially if you have an employer that matches your contributions. Now, a lot of them don't contribute at all, but if you have one that does, maximize it, and don't leave any money on the table. Make sure you put more money in so your employer can put more money in, at least to whatever level that they have a cutoff for. Okay, habits to drop: being overly cautious. All right, we're talking about saving. You know what? Putting your money in a savings account, a low interest bearing savings account, and leaving it there, you're missing opportunities for investments. You're missing opportunity for investment. You're missing an opportunity to make your money work for you. Sitting in a savings account is not working for you. It's sitting there, but it's not working for you. So it's okay to keep saving money, but you want to diversify. You want to, if you have enough money to cover your expenses, your debt's under control, your emergency fund is intact, well, redirect some of that cash to long-term investments like real estate or so. Again, I'm not a financial consultant, so I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Conduct your own due diligence and decide where you want to invest your money if you are so led to do so. All right? Conduct your own due diligence. All right? Spending recklessly. Lord, we've been in the house for a year, and it's like recess time when we were little. They open up that door and we go running out the door at recess. Well, that's how it seems out there. It's getting better. But you know what? We are indulging in retail therapy. TATRAPY. We are indulging in it. So, you know what? We need a budget. You need a budget. You need to stick with the budget. And you can't say, I can't stay on the budget because COVID made us all stay on a budget. So consider what little luxuries you can do without and the ones that you want to keep. Just don't spend recklessly, okay? And remember, he who buys things he doesn't need is stealing from himself. You're stealing from your hopes, your dreams, your future. You're stealing, if you have kids, you're stealing from your kids too, okay? Habits to start. Plan for 2021 taxes. There are so many tax credits, and they have added them or increased them. You don't want to miss out. Like for 2021, there is let me get it right, a earned income child tax credit or child dependent credit. I guess I said it right. It's if you have two or more dependents, it's up to $16,000. It's $8,000 now. I think it was $6,000 in 2019. But it'll be $16,000 next year. I have a video about, the tax credits, up to $50,000 in tax credit. And that was just for this year. But in that video, I talk about tax credits for 2021. Or conduct your due diligence. But just be ready. Don't leave anything on the table. Okay? Considering refinancing loan, is this the time to refinance or not? Look at the interest rates. Look at everything that's going on. But again, I'm not a financial analyst, so conduct your due diligence, speak to your financial consultant, and make that decision if that's a good move for you. Make a budget, make a budget, make a budget. Miss Janet just sound like a broken record. But you know what? Your spending habits to change, it changed during the pandemic. You might as well just leave it like that. And, create a budget that accommodates your needs, Include expenses like commuting and eating out because we didn't do all that during the pandemic. So you have to revise your budget to add commuting, eating out, childcare, so on and so forth. But, make sure you have something in your budget for splurges so you can every now and then satisfy your pent-up desires like fine dining, like eating in a restaurant with cloth napkins or taking your family on a vacation, but make a budget so you can make your dreams come true. Review your financial goals annually. Good advice. Automate your finances. Yes. Set up an auto pay for your credit cards. That way you won't be late. You don't have to worry about a payment slipping through the cracks, and you definitely don't have to worry about having late payments, 30-day lates, and so on and so forth. You don't want that. And you can start off with your credit cards, and then you can add your loans, and you start off with auto pay with your credit cards. Then you can put your loans on auto pay, and who knows, ultimately you can put your mortgage on auto pay, you know? And what they do is they pay the minimum amount on the due date. If you want to pay more on before the closing date. So call your creditor and find out when the closing date is so you can do that and watch the magic happen, okay? Assess your credit cards. Child, you know those reward cards. We use them. We use them in the grocery shop, wherever we can get our rewards. We use them. But, excuse me, create a budget and monitor yourself and handle yourself accordingly with your credit cards. You know, remember, our spending habits changed during the pandemic, so let's not revert to pre-pandemic behavior. Monitor your credit at least twice a year. If you are rebuilding your credit, you want to do it twice a week, okay? So help others. Look, pandemic may not have, it may not have, you know, you might have been spared. You and your family might have been spared, and your finances might have been spared, but millions of people were not. So we want to commit, you know, donate to charity or shop at a local small business. You know what? Here's something we all can do. Tip a restaurant worker and other service providers, but tip them generously. You know, we just have to look out for others, okay? Now, financial fitness for the future. COVID-19 has forced us to think carefully about what really matters and where our money can make the most difference. So, you know what? Many of the financial habits we learned from it are worth keeping. So as the world returns back to normal, you know what? Let's maintain a mindful, healthy attitude towards money. Watch our spending and develop more of a savings attitude. And you know what will happen? It'll help us manage our money more intentionally, and it'll enhance both our lives and the lives of others.